When you talk about new clubs from Tacoma, there's a certain few that spring to mind, but when choosing your new golf clubs, we need to make sure we get one thing right. And you can see here a brand new wedge. But would it be the right one for me, and would it be the right one for you? Because Tacoma have totally changed, and they've totally changed their Skyforger lineup. So a couple of weeks ago you will have seen me testing the 54 degree. It was a 10 degrees of bounce and it was an F grind. We've now got two grinds, but this is where people start to get confused. So what grind should I have? What am I trying to achieve? Well, this is dependent on where you play your golf. So if you're playing somewhere that's quite lush, it's quite thick grass, you might be in the US, you might be in Bermuda grass, there's plenty of grass between the club and the golf ball, then you might want something with a little bit more bounce, something with a little bit more forgiveness. But if you play on links golf courses, if you're here playing at the Open in a couple of weeks, you might want something totally different. You might want something just like this F grind here from Tacoma. So this is a straighter, a square edge, and this is where you might play shots more square to the target, and that's the kind of contact you like to get. And you see here at Lindrick, again, a previous Ryder Cup venue, pretty tight, even though it's been top dressed now, still good interaction with the turf. So you might be thinking, well, I've been told that. I've been told I play on links golf, but I've got to have less bounce. But you might want a different grind. So for example, here we have the 12 degrees of bounce and the V grind that you'll see on screen. So certainly a different bottom edge on this golf club, and this now allows us to open this club up a little bit. So we've got some chamfering towards the heel and towards the toe, and this is so you might stand a little, you might not nudge the ball when you're playing it, but you might stand a little bit close to the ball, you might get that nice and tall, but we're still going to get a good contact because of the edge of that club has been shaved off a little bit, and we're going to get a little bit more help from those full face grooves. So we might play it nice and tall, we might be up close to this, we might still play it relatively square. You can see a lower launch loaded with spin and pretty close. So you see straight away there, two same lofts, 56 degrees, two different grinds, but I'm able to play different shots. So although that had a lot of bounce, you still see I got that coming out nice and low, minimal interaction with the turf, and we still got consistency. But I can also, with this club, open that up. So if I now want to play a shot a little bit higher, that should have plenty of spin on it, which it has. You can see straight away that versatile grinding for me has been very successful. A good centered strike straight out of the middle of that brand new club face. But this is where it's potentially harder with the F grinds. This is where Tacoma maybe were a little bit behind in the first version of the Skyforger wedges. They didn't have many options. They were right in between with the bouncers. You could open it up. Performance wise was pretty good, but these now we do have that obviously choice. If I open this up, it certainly doesn't look as good behind the golf ball. Because of the sole on there, we're potentially not going to get that strike off these tighter fairways. Again, not bad there. It did bounce a little bit, and you can see it did have some spin because they are brand new grooves. And we'd take those all day long, but for me, straight away behind the golf ball, that doesn't sit as comfortable. So if you've gone online and you've just picked some wedges out of 56, I don't know the difference between an F grind and a V grind, so I'll just go with that one because it looks all right. You might not have as much confidence. You might have saved the money at £102 for these wedges, but you might have got the totally wrong ones.